You will witness a miracle.
So I just came from watching Heretic. Heretic is a 2024 film released on November 8th. It's from A24 Studios. And the premise of this movie is that two young missionaries become ensnared in a deadly game of cat and mouse when they knock on the door of the diabolical Mr. Reed. Trapped in his home, they must turn to their faith if they want to make it out alive. This is going to be a non-spoiler review of this film. The main cast is just three people. Two girls who are missionaries and one guy, played by Hugh Grant. The last time I saw Hugh Grant was in Wonka. Wonka, where he's a Oompa Loompa. Yeah, so it's nice to see him in this film. This film is supposed to be like a horror, but you'd think from the name and the poster that it's a horror, but no, I think I would classify it more as a psychological thriller. There's this one scene where Hugh Grant's character is talking to these two missionary girls, and they're in his study, and wow, that scene was really tense and uncomfortable. As in, you feel the discomfort of the characters, and also you as a viewer, you feel a bit like a weirdness and tension, which goes to show how well it was acted, especially by Hugh Grant. The two girls were okay, but I think Hugh Grant he really stole the scene and stole the moment by his acting, which was pretty good. The theme of this film is obviously religion. It's really heavy on its themes. It can come off even as preachy, but I think for anyone who appreciates really good deep cinema, you might find this film to be thought-provoking. I think that this film is trying to explore so many things. It's trying to explore faith, the whole concept of believer versus non-believer. There's even a part where Hugh Grant's character goes to show you how Christianity sort of has other religions that are similar to it, and the similarities between this religion, and then he compares it to even a board game and shows you varieties of that board game and how those board games are just like these religions that are sort of copying each other and sort of the same themes. The whole film can make you just think about a lot of the stuff that you've grown up being told or you've been made to believe in. And some people might just find this to be very preachy and be like, whatever, but may find it to be very thought-provoking. I like this film because it feels like the anti-modern cinema. So what I mean by the anti-modern cinema is that most modern day movies, they comprise of three things: famous actors and cameos, lots of brain-dead action, and then a lot of fast pace. Because nowadays people's attention spans are so low because of TikTok. But this film, it takes its time to set up everything. Each scene elevates the plot. There is no scene that is just empty and filler. No. Even for a film which is about, I think, 1 hour. This movie is about 1 hour, 40 minutes, I think. It's quite long. But wow, because of the great pacing, you barely feel the time. Yeah, the film is about 111 minutes. 111 minutes is about 1 hour 40 minutes. 1 hour 50, actually 1 hour 50 minutes. Not even 1 hour 40, 1 hour 50. I barely felt the time. Why? Because it's very well paced. And that's because each part of the movie, each section is there to enhance the plot. Even the part where I was watching and I was like, why is there so much talking and yapping? That yapping is important because it allows a setup for each character so that you understand their conflict, which I thought was very good. My only issue with this film is that somewhere at the end there's a deus ex machina. There's a deus ex machina, in my opinion. I'm just giving you my thoughts when I was first watching. A deus ex machina is when the plot suddenly brings in this thing that you thought there's no way it could come into the story, but it comes in and then sort of changes the whole narrative. For those of you who've watched the movie, you kind of understand what I'm trying to say. There was this one character, they had been removed from the story, sort of, and then they sort of come back in there at the last 10 minutes of the film. And I was like, that felt so unnecessary. It felt like the film had been very smart and intelligent in the way it had trying to conduct itself and explore its themes and show its story. And then at the end there, it tried to be a bit more intelligent than it should be. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty good film. This is a film that I'll be willing to give an 8 out of 10. Originally, I wanted to give it a 7, but as it progressed and it sort of became smart and actually very engaging to watch, I'd be willing to give it an 8. Some people might give it higher, some people might give it lower and be like, it's so preachy and annoying, but I prefer a film that tries to be thought-provoking and make viewers think than just brain-dead action and cameos and sex jokes. You know which movie I'm referring to. Some people will say that is the movie of the year, but that is the type of film I don't want. I would rather this type of film that makes you think, that has deep themes, that is trying to explore those themes in a thought-provoking way. I would prefer this. So I give this an 8 out of 10. If you enjoyed my review, make sure to smash like and subscribe. If you've seen Heretic, tell me what you thought of it without any spoilers. I think it's a film that modern cinema needed. It's a film that should definitely be added to the catalogue of one of the better films of 2024. It kind of reminds me of Late Night with the Devil. I've not seen this type of idea done before. If you haven't watched Late Night with the Devil, go watch it. In the title, you'd think it's some cliche horror, but it's not. Just like this on Heretic. From the title, you think it'd be some cliche horror, but it's not. It actually has a sort of idea that I've not seen before, executed in a way I've not seen before, and with the way they tackle the themes of the film is in a way I've not seen before. So I definitely I'd advise, based off of my taste, that people go watch it. On the screen, I'll leave other reviews I've done for this year, the movies of this year. I'll see you in the next one.